I'll do my best. Good morning. My name is Doug Hudson, and I have the pleasure of serving as the chair of the Delaware Commission of Veteran Affairs. On behalf of the DCVA and the Delaware National Guard, I welcome to today's special and historic ceremony. Today, we will witness the swearing in of Delaware's first Cabinet Secretary of the newly created Department of Veteran Affairs. Today is also historic because the department will be led by a woman, General Karen Barry. Hoorah! The Delaware Veterans Home and all the veterans organizations and stakeholders are looking forward to working with General Barry to ensure that we continue meeting the needs of our veterans. At this time, please join me in a moment of silence as we honor the service and sacrifice of our veterans. Please stand. Thank you. Just here, please rise, but you're already standing, so stay where you are. The Delaware National Guard Joint Honor Guard and our national anthem will be sung by Delaware Army National Guard Sergeant First Class Mary K. Hall. Is she here?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I now ask for the former United States Senator Tom Carper to come to the podium for a few remarks and to lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning, Delaware. How are we doing? Sunshine, blue skies. We're still the greatest place on earth. Greatest place on earth. Wonderful to be with you. Thank you very much for giving me the privilege of serving you for 4,000 years. Some people probably think it seemed that long, but it wasn't. It was only about 42, I think, but you never know. Before we do the Pledge of Allegiance, we just give you a couple of words and just to say that, first of all, this is a happy day. The federal government shut down. That's not so happy, but remind of the words of Winston Churchill. The democracy is the worst form of government devised by wit of man, except for all the rest. Let me hear you say that. Except for all the rest. Tough way to govern. Tough way to govern. We're proving it again this year. But our democracy is alive and well in Delaware, and we're taking a great step forward here today to make sure that it continues to do that. But today marks an historic and hopeful moment for the state of our founding state for the United States, the state of Delaware, and for the 70,000 veterans who call Delaware home. Earlier this month, Governor Matt Meyer, where's Matt? Governor, how are you? Nice to see you. I love being governor. Don't let me get too close to the governor's house today. So, earlier this month, Governor Matt Meyer, who's turned out to be, I think, a great governor, signed bipartisan legislation establishing Delaware's state-level Department of Veterans Affairs, a bold and necessary step toward ensuring that our veterans receive the care, the resources, and the recognition that they need and that they deserve. And today, we're proud to join in celebrating the governor's choice to lead this new department, retired Brigadier General Karen Berry, no stranger to many in this audience. General Berry is no stranger to breaking barriers either. She made history as the first woman in the Delaware National Guard to hold a brigade command position and to earn the rank of Brigadier General. Her military career spans an extraordinary 36 years and includes deployments abroad and leadership at the highest level, and recently serving as the director of the Joint Staff for both the Delaware and the Connecticut National Guards. She also served in Afghanistan as deputy commander of the 335th Signal Command. Her service has been recognized with numerous honors, including the Distinguished Service Medal, the Medal of the Legion of Merit, the Afghanistan Campaign Medal, and the Delaware Conspicuous Service Cross. But General Berry's commitment to service doesn't end with her uniform. Since 2023, she has been a Veterans Advocate Specialist at Delaware Tech's Owens campus, and continuing her mission to uplift and support those who have served. And before that, she spent 25 years teaching mathematics in Delaware schools, shaping minds and building futures. That's a lot of years. Put your hands together. That's a lot of years. So, God bless you. God bless you. Governor Meyer may have said it best when he said that General Berry is the leader that Delaware veterans deserve. She has worn the uniform, commanded with distinction at home and abroad, and dedicated her civilian career to education and service. Her years of experience, her leadership, and her lifelong commitment to veterans make her the ideal person to help launch this new department. As Secretary of Veterans Affairs, General Berry will work to ensure that Delaware veterans have a powerful advocate at the cabinet level. She will oversee the coordination of benefit assistance, of housing support, of health services, and enable government to make sure that every veteran in our state receives respect, the care, and opportunities they have earned. But this appointment is more than just a milestone. It's really a mission. It's really a mission to honor our veterans, to uplift their voices, and to build a future where their sacrifices are met with unwavering support. And I would just say, before I'm going to ask you to stand and join me in the pledge to the flag, but I want to just say that there's some family members here. I think I see a husband out here. We have, if you're a family member of Karen Berry, raise your hand, just put your hands together. Let's put our hands together for them. Special thanks to members of the family, spouse, parents, teachers. I don't know if there are any teachers here from from your youth, but those who taught you and helped guide you and trained you to be the kind of leader that you have become. I think with that, I'm going to ask you to stand, and we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. You ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the United States, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. I think that might be it for me. What do you think? I step aside. Okay. All right. It's great to be with all of you again. Thank you, and congratulations to our new Secretary, Governor. Great job. Great job. Keep it up. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Carper. At this time, I would like to ask my colleague and former chair of the DCVA, Commissioner Nolan Lewis, to come to the podium and lead the invocation.
Thank you again for this humbling desire. I'm here today to give some brief benediction for our new cabinet level Veterans Affairs Department, Karen Berry. Dear Madam Secretary of Delaware Department of Veterans Affairs, Karen Berry, may the mantle of service rest upon you with honor and humility as you take on this sacred responsibility. May your leadership be guided by wisdom, fortitude by courage, and anchored in compassion for those who you have served our nation. May you be steadfast guardian of dignity, a tireless advocate for healing, and a beacon of hope for every veteran and their family. May your days be filled with clarity of purpose, your nights with peace of conscience, and your legacy with lives uplifted. May you listen with empathy, act with integrity, and lead with vision. May the weight of this office never dim your resolve, and may the voices of those who sacrifice echo in your decisions. May you be granted strength in times of courage, clarity in moments of uncertainty, and courage when the path forward demands boldness. May your heart remain open to the voices of those who have served, and may your hands be tireless in building systems that uplift, heal, and empower. May the legacy you forge be one of dignity, care, and transformation, ensuring that every veteran feels seen, valued, and supported. And may peace surround you as you carry out this solemn duty. May you be blessed with strength in adversity, grace in complexity, and joy in progress you help bringing forth. And may the spirit of service so deeply etched in the hearts of our veterans guide you always. Amen.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Nolan. At this time, we would like to recognize our distinguished guests in the audience. Please stand to be recognized. First, we have the Honorable Matthew Meyer, Governor of the great state of Delaware. Next, we have the Honorable Kyle Evans Gay, Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Delaware. Next, we have former U.S. Senator Tom Carper. Major General James Benson, Adjutant General of the Delaware National Guard. Members of the Governor's Cabinet. state senators, and representatives of the Delaware General Assembly. We also extend our thanks to all other officials, service members, veteran service organizations, family members, and veterans in attendance who have joined us today. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Sandy Amaker, Director of the Delaware Veterans Home, for a few remarks.
Good morning. Look at all the beautiful faces in the crowd. Thank you for joining us this morning on this special occasion. My name is Dr. Sandy Amaker, and I'm the director of the Delaware Veterans Home. And it is both my privilege and my pleasure to welcome you to our great facility. I would like to take just one moment to recognize two of our veterans that reside at our nursing home. That's Mr. Schrouder and Mr. Hudson on the end of, to my left, at the end of the row. Here at the Delaware Veterans Home, we take immense pride in serving those who have so selfishly serviced our nation. Each day, our dedicated and highly skilled staff provide not only exceptional care, but also the dignity, respect, and compassion that our veterans so deeply deserve. This home is more than a place of residence. It is a community built on honor, service, and gratitude. Today is truly a historic occasion, one that will be remembered for years to come. We gather to witness a milestone moment, the swearing in of Delaware's very first Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs. This marks a new chapter in our state's unwavering commitment to the men and women who wore the uniform of our armed forces. It is now my distinct honor to introduce a leader whose vision, integrity, and steadfast service has strengthened the prosperity and well-being of our state. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Governor of the State of Delaware, the Honorable Matt Myers.
Thank you so much to Dr. Amaker, to Secretary Pati Banda Sanchez, Chris Knight, the whole folks at the Department of State and here at the Veterans Home. Can we give them a big round of applause? Thank you for what you do every single day, and also for hosting us. A great job. I don't know whether to credit the Lieutenant Governor or you guys here hosting us, but this is incredible Milford weather today. Isn't it? To echo Governor, Senator, Congressman, Treasurer Carper, Navy flight pilot Carper, isn't it a wonderful day to be an American? Isn't it a beautiful day to be an American? To live in a place in the first state where we have declared, thanks to the incredible support of so many legislators, many of whom are here today, that we're not just the first state in name, we are going to be the first state for veterans in this nation. This is a historic moment, a moment that Delaware's veterans and military families have been waiting for. You're going to hear from many legislators who absolutely were critical. They were relentless from the moment that I won the primary, before I even won the general election. Folks like Representative Carson and others saying, will you sign it? If we get it to your desk, will you sign it? Just incredible passion, years in the making. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about you, people who are here, who have been advocating for this for years, who have been saying that veteran systems and veterans programs in our state must be the best of the best. And it's great that our pledge was read today by someone who spent decades in the U.S. Senate fighting for places like this Veterans Home and delivering in ways that enable us to be in this beautiful facility. The last Vietnam veteran ever to serve in the United States Senate. I also wanted to particularly shout out, I'll probably get in trouble because, as they say, if I leave an organization out, blame it on my head, not my heart. The American Legion of Delaware, Vietnam Veterans of Delaware, and NAVVETS were absolutely critical in coming to my office and saying we absolutely needed this position. Many of you know 15 years ago I was a diplomat in Iraq. I spent 12 months, not in the military, but for the U.S. State Department. 12 months in Mosul, Iraq, living on a base with 10,000 soldiers. That base was operated by the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 3rd Infantry Division of the United States Army. And their motto was, "Send me." I would be woken up every morning at the break of dawn, hearing formations of soldiers marching around the base. And I'd hear a commanding officer yelling out to the soldiers, saying, if there's no food in the mess hall and someone's got to go find food, who are we going to send? Someone would yell, "Send me." If there's a safety problem on the base and we got to send someone to find out what the problem is, who are we going to send? And they would yell in unison, "Send me." If any American is in trouble anywhere in this beautiful country, who are we going to send? And they would yell in unison, "Send me." So when we signed this bill, I committed to myself and to the people of Delaware to find someone across our state who more than anything represented that principle, raising their hand and saying, "Send me." And I'm happy today to tell you all that we have found that person. And today, she will be sworn in as the first ever Delaware Secretary of Veterans Affairs. Listen, the legislators and many of you here know very well, we can set up this Department of Veterans Affairs and it could work amazingly. But we could also set it up and it may not work. But I'll tell you this, whether it works or not depends on the people that run it, right? All of you know from the units you served in, we can talk about military lingo, most of which I don't understand, and all the acronyms. But when push comes to shove, it is about people, and it is about leadership. And today we're swearing in the right leader, someone with a long and distinguished career who's already made incredible history for our state, already broken glass ceilings, and today she's about to break another one. She is the first woman ever to hold a brigade command position in the Delaware National Guard. She is the first ever to earn the rank of Brigadier General in Delaware National Guard history. Both home in Delaware and abroad in Afghanistan, General Berry has raised her hand to be sent and to lead with distinction. She earned many awards, more than we're going to list today: Distinguished Service Medal, Legion of Merit, Afghanistan Campaign Medal, and the Delaware Conspicuous Service Cross. What's interesting is with all this history, right, with all this lobbying by General Michael Berry, what I heard about after we announced that she was our nominee, what I heard, General Berry, was an outpouring of love from former students of yours, from parents of former students of yours, families who felt like they were served by the right math teacher. It's incredible, someone who has an incredible life of leadership and service. Listen, I tried to be honest with you. This is going to be a challenge. It's not easy. It got a little harder just a few hours ago. A little over 300 National Guard service members were furloughed. We don't know, General Berry, when we're going to be able to get them back to work. There are challenges in serving veterans around our state every single day and in this facility that many of you know as well or better than I know. But I know that we have a leader who's encountered incredible challenges here at home and across the world, and she's going to lead us and she's going to find a way to get the resources we need where we need them. This is someone who is going to deliver to our 72,000 veterans. Listen, so many of you here today and tens of thousands who are not here today, Delaware families have sacrificed time, freedom, and safety for the well-being of me and my family, of our state and our nation. In fact, our nation and the freedom that we enjoy these beautiful mornings only happen because of your tremendous service. And it's only right, it's morally right, that we return that favor to each and every one of you, giving you the best possible advocate in your corner. I'm so excited that so many of you gathered here today to celebrate the first Secretary of Veterans Affairs, General Secretary Karen Berry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor, for those kind remarks. Now we will hear from Lieutenant Governor Kyle Evans-Gay.
Good morning. I echo the governor's remarks that it must have been a lieutenant governor who gave you a beautiful day, and so you're welcome. I echo the governor's remarks that this is an amazing day for Delaware. And I know you're going to have a lot of speakers to share good words with you. So in addition to thanking my legislative colleagues, in addition to thanking the commission, to the governor for making this possible, and to the cabinet who supported him in welcoming someone new to the table, I'd just like to take my time to share what Karen Berry's leadership, what General Berry's leadership means to me. I won't presume to speak for General Berry, because God knows that women like General Berry have paved a path that I was privileged to walk along. But I will say that, like General Berry, I spent my professional career in organizations and in industries that were dominated by men. And I know what it feels like to be undervalued or overlooked at times, or perhaps forgotten. And when I go up and down the state and I talk to my constituents, the 72,000 veterans here in Delaware, and they share with me that maybe they felt undervalued or overlooked or forgotten at times, I know what that feels like. And with my heart and everything that I can do with my leadership, I try to help. But General Berry, I'm sure, might understand that feeling too. And now, when I go to my constituents, I can let them know, not only do they have a world-class general, not only do they have an educator, not only do they have an advocate, but they have someone who in her heart understands what that feels like. And I know I love the first state for veterans, right? This is our goal. This is what we will achieve. And I know that Karen Berry's leadership is the pathway for us to get there. I believe that when I talk to our women veterans, and they tell me, we need more resources at the VA hospital. We need more voices and tables that include us. General Berry, see, they're speaking up. General Berry will be there echoing those voices. Leading isn't about choosing what you want to do and executing it. Leading is about knowing what your constituencies need and delivering it. And I have every faith and confidence that our general and our new secretary will do that on behalf of our shared constituents here in Delaware. So General Berry, congratulations, and to our veteran community, thank you. Thank you for never giving up.
Thank you for those kind words, Lieutenant Governor. Now we'll invite Adjutant General Benson to the podium. Please, sir.
Senator Carper, Governor Meyer, Lieutenant Governor Evans-Gay, fellow cabinet members, elected officials, General Vavala, General McCann, General Mike Berry, veterans, retirees, veterans support organizations, veterans auxiliary and service organizations, friends, all guests, on behalf of the Delaware National Guard, good morning. It's my honor to come before you as the Adjutant General, but also as a colleague and friend to celebrate the swearing in of Brigadier General Karen Berry as the first Secretary of Veterans Affairs in the state of Delaware. At this time, we'd like to ask all members present of the Delaware National Guard, active, retirees, please stand in support. Governor Meyer's appointment of Brigadier General retired Karen Berry as the Delaware's newest cabinet secretary is an inspired choice. Her proven dedication to veterans, coupled with decades of leadership as an educator and military officer, gives her unique insight to the challenges of our veterans, what our veterans face. No one understands the service and sacrifice of a veteran better than another veteran. And Secretary Berry will ensure Delaware's veterans and their families remain a top priority. Throughout her career, Secretary Berry consistently demonstrated a commitment to service, whether through her leadership in uniform, her dedication to Delaware schools, or her ongoing advocacy for veterans across the state and nation. Her perspective as both an educator and a military leader gives her the ability to connect with the diverse communities and address veterans' needs in a way that's both practical and deeply personal. I applaud Governor Meyer and our elected officials for their bipartisan support of this historic appointment. The creation of this cabinet position and the choice of a leader with Secretary Berry's experience and heart for veterans ensures that the first state will continue to honor and support the fewer than 1% of citizens who serve and their families long into the future. Thank you.
Thank you, General Benson, for those nice remarks. Next, I'd like to invite, Representative Carson to the podium.
Thank you all, and good morning. I hope I can get through this. This is a very, very emotional day for me, and one of my proudest moments in my life, I must say. I want to thank the governor and his staff who actually crafted the legislation with all of us to make this work. To the Department of Veterans Affairs, who stood with us all the way through this. To the members of the American Legion, the VFW, the people that supported me, advised me, my right and left hands, Paul Davis of the Vietnam Vets, Dave Skozik of the Delaware Veterans Commission, and Russ Hall of the VFW. Today, history is being made in Delaware. Today, our veterans finally get a seat at the table. The men and women of this state who have served our country can never be repaid for their dedication and sacrifices, nor for those of their families. The least we can do to honor those who have served is to make sure they feel supported in Delaware. It is an honor to be here today, united by a shared commitment to those who have served our nation with courage, sacrifice, and unwavering dedication. A United States Senator once proclaimed that any person who raises their hand, swears allegiance to their country, no matter where they served, no matter how they served, no matter what capacity they served, are forever brothers and sisters. Truer words have never been spoken, for veterans hold a bond to each other that no other organization can share or come close to matching. Our veterans and active duty members face unique challenges, some visible, some silent. And today we uphold that no one who has worn the uniform should ever feel alone in their struggle. 99% of Americans wake up every morning to enjoy the freedom of our great nation. 1% wake up to support it, to fight for it. To help with this, my colleague, Senator Poore, who could not be here today, who I thank very much who helped me all through this, and I introduced the bill to create the Cabinet Secretary position for the Department of Veterans Affairs. The bill was signed by Governor Meyer on August 13th, and I want to thank all the members of the General Assembly. This bill passed the entire House of Representatives and the Senate unanimously. The governor has nominated Brigadier General Karen Barry to be the first secretary. Today, that will actually take place. Brigadier General Barry has worn the uniform, commanded with distinction. Her service and leadership and lifelong dedication to veterans make her not only the ideal, but the perfect choice to lead this new department. Today is more than a one-day event. It is a promise that we will continue to listen, to advocate, and build systems that veterans with the same commitment will have as they demonstrated in serving our country. Thank you. God bless our country, our people, all the things that they stand for, and God bless all of our veterans.
I got to do this. Let's give him one more round of applause. This guy's awesome. Thank you, Representative Carson, for those kind words. At this time, I invite Representative and the Chairman of the House Veterans Affairs Committee, Representative Nnamdi Chukwuka, to the podium. Can I do it? Can I get it right?
Good morning, everyone. Representative Nnamdi Chukwuka. And some days you wake up and you know it's a good day. And we knew what was happening today. And those who know me know I'm a runner, and I run every day. And fortunate enough, I run through Rockwood Park and full of hills. And this morning, I had the great privilege of running into one of my neighbors and mentors, our great Senator Tom Carper, running through those very hills. At 78 years old. So, I mean, it's truly a tribute. Thank you for your work. And it says to me that it's a lot of work that goes into being who we are. For your commitment, Senator, to veterans. Honestly, in my heart, I don't think we would be here today because a lot of the work that you did paved the way for why we're here today. So it was truly God sent for me to run into you this morning and run into you again today. But thank you, sir. And I, as a veteran and proud chair of the House Veterans Committee, I'm honored and thankful to be here today on behalf of the House and the Veterans Committee to just congratulate General Barry, Karen Barry, for her appointment as our state's first Secretary of Veterans Affairs. As has been noted, this is truly historic, and it's a great opportunity for us to truly honor those who have served. And it fills me with great pride and great gratitude knowing the generals, Barry, because both of them have served with great commitment to our state and to the men and women who wear the uniform. Her distinguished career has been unwavering in its commitment to those who wear our nation's uniform. She has stood side by side with our veterans, our military service members, and with our families of those who are serving, ensuring that their sacrifices are never forgotten and ensuring that the needs of our veterans are never overlooked. In her new role,
As a former and recovering mayor, that within town limits, if the weather's bad, they always blame the mayor. So I want to thank you for the great weather. Governor Meyer, thank you for your selection of my constituent, General Berry. Senator Wilson and I are going to have to fight later on because he claimed her. Dr. Ambiker, General Benson, the generals that we have, General Vavla, Generals Berry, welcome. And thank you for being here today. Today we mark a truly historic moment for our state and for the men and women who have worn our nation's uniforms. With the swearing in of General Berry as the very first Secretary of the Delaware Department of Veterans Affairs, we're not just fulfilling a position. We are opening a new chapter in how our state honors its solemn duty to those who served. General Berry's career has been defined by leadership, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to the welfare of her soldiers and their families. She understands firsthand the sacrifice made by our veterans and their loved ones, and she brings both the strategic vision of a senior military officer and the compassion of a fellow veteran to this role. By creating this department and entrusting its leadership to General Berry, our state is making clear this, that caring for veterans is not an afterthought. It's a priority. This department will ensure that every veteran in our state has a voice, has an advocate, and has a place to turn for the benefits and the service that they have earned. To General Berry, congratulations on this historic appointment. Your leadership will shape this department from the ground up, and your example will set the standard for years to come. To Delaware's veterans, today is about you. Today is about our promise to never forget your service or your sacrifice. Everyone, may this new beginning serve as a lasting testament to the state of Delaware's gratitude and the state of Delaware's commitment to those who've served all of us. Thank you. So I'm asking for a moment of personal privilege to introduce our next speaker. He's a colleague of mine that many of you know. And I'm just going to speak a brief moment about Senator Dave Lawson. When it comes to advocating for our veterans, we have a group of veterans here in the Delaware General Assembly. Behind closed doors, on the Senate floor, Senator Lawson is always there for the veterans. Dave has shared with many of us some very personal things about why he thinks the way he does and why he advocates for what he advocates here in Delaware. And I asked to welcome him up to the podium right now. He is a former state trooper, former municipal officer. He is a Vietnam veteran. Dave, welcome home and welcome to the stage.
And isn't it great that they're willing to do that? Good morning, nearly afternoon. I thank you all for being here. Can you hear me all right? Yes. If not, I can turn the volume up, right, Mike? You've heard it said that this is an historic day for Delaware. It is. Just recently, a Marine served in Vietnam, didn't know that he could get services until just a few weeks ago, till the likes of Terry Baker stepped up, and now his services are coming, and they are greatly needed. This should never happen and can never happen in our state, and I know it won't happen now because we have a leader that's going to take care of that and make sure that our veterans know exactly what they're supposed to get, what they're entitled to, and will lead the way to make sure that they're there. And I have every confidence in you, ma'am. Every confidence in you. You know she's a good leader, and I'll bring that up in just a moment, but there's a couple of us in the room that had our hat or our names in the hat for this position too. The governor called and said you didn't get it. I said, okay. Said Karen Berry got it. Excellent choice, sir. Excellent choice. Is that not what I said? Absolutely. Couldn't be better. So what's really neat, we know she's a good leader because look what she's done with Mike. I say that because I worked with Mike on the state police, and I knew what he was then, and I know what he is now. Thank you, Karen. Awesome job. General Home as well. This started about 4 years ago when we had a meeting with all the post commanders up to the State Police Museum, and we tried to get together to see what we needed most throughout the state of Delaware. And the consensus was we needed a secretary. And today, we have a secretary. How great is that? Speak just a moment on the families. Yeah, we who served were out there doing our thing. We're 10 foot tall and bulletproof and busting through the jungle and what have you. But what about those at home? Did we stop and think a minute? What they were going through? Ooh. I didn't realize it. I wasn't married at the time. My parents were going through hell. I was in the Tet Offensive. All they heard at the base that I was on was overrun. That's all they heard. Wow. Two things I would like to ask of you, Madam Secretary. Did you catch that, Madam Secretary? Little preemptive, but that's okay. I would ask that we keep in mind the benefits, that you keep in mind the benefits that the families deserve as well as the veterans. And that our suicide rate plummet. It must plummet. We can't do this. We can't let our veterans hide in the woods, get the money or get the drugs from the VA, and continue to be addicted. And that's what's happening. They're either hiding in the woods or hiding in the street, but they're not being valued as was stated. They need to know their service is valued. They are valued, and we need to get them out of the woods and off the street. I know some are suffering that they can't be inside. I get that. But at the same time, they still need to know that we care. And I will help you in any way I can to accomplish those tasks. It has been an honor to serve the state of Delaware in these over 50 years now. Law enforcement, military, Vietnam was interesting. It certainly wasn't a vacation. How many Vietnam veterans do we have in the crowd? Wow. Thank you. We were the warriors that were forgotten at one time. Not now. Not now. We're much better. I would like to introduce or just take a moment to shout out to one other general that's in the audience, Hank McCann. Hank? Nah, stand up, Hank. Stand up. There he is. Great service to our state as well. I couldn't ask for a better state to live in. When I was stationed here at Dover and ended up in Vietnam, when I came back, I'm going to Delaware. Delaware is a good place to live. Delaware is still a very good place to live. We have our challenges, without a doubt, but we are up to doing that. And today, the veterans' challenges are coming to an end. We can do this and run it well. Are you on board, Russ? I know you are. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will leave you with this. My father said when I left for Vietnam, he leaned in the window, and I'm number 10 of 11 children. He said, boy, let me tell you something. When the good Lord says come forth, he doesn't mean fifth. You can be there in a foxhole, or you can be here on the couch. He said, do your job, and I'll see you at home. See you at home. Not here. See you at home. That carried with me throughout my career in law enforcement, through Vietnam. You know, when God says come home, please don't get in my way. But at the same time, let's keep charging on until he does call us home. And we'll have an awesome reunion when we, the veterans, show up at those gates. God bless you.
Thank you, Senator Pettyjohn and Senator Dave Lawson. Annie Short isn't here. Next, we hear from Representative Jeff Havlosky. There you are.
Good morning. Well, I'm sorry, it's afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you to our Governor, Lieutenant Governor, General, Senator Carper, and all distinguished guests and fellow veterans. I had a lot of remarks, and you heard a lot of remarks, and so I'm just going to say a couple brief words because reading them would be kind of a hit the repeat button. So what I want to say is you know, if you don't have a seat at the table, your life is probably on the menu. And I think that for so many years and too many years, our veterans have experienced that, felt that way because of the benefits that are earned, not given but earned, have not been fully utilized by them, and we haven't done our job to provide the service that is necessary. I also think that if you want somebody to know something, you have to tell them, and if you want somebody to do something, you have to ask them. And for years, led by Representative Carson and Senator Lawson and many others, many in this room, or many in this pavilion here, have done that job to educate legislators why it's important to respect and honor our veterans. We have way too many suicides. It was at one time, you know, a few. Then it was 15. Then it was 19. Then it was 21. And now it's 23 veterans a day kill themselves. I don't know how we can all collectively go to sleep at night knowing that happens. But here's the difference. Today, we start a new chapter. And we will have forces doors open and forces unlocked that will allow us to provide the services necessary to make lives complete, to make lives whole again. And I think that we have selected, the governor has selected, and Lieutenant Governor, a great leader to do that. A person with compassion, a person of service. And really, you know, when you think about it, leaders serve first, and then they lead by service. So we have an excellent example in General Berry, who's going to do that for us, and she will lead us with distinction and honor, the honors that she has shown through her life and through her careers of service to others. I'm excited to work with her. I asked her earlier why she doesn't have her running shoes on, because I think that she's going to hit the ground, and I've heard, Bill Farley said, I've got a laundry list for her. Well, Jeff has a laundry list. I'm sure Dave has a laundry list, and Brian has a laundry list, and the other Dave here, and Namdi has a, so everybody is going to want a piece. Russ out there is going to, everybody's going to want a piece of her very quickly, because we all have an agenda, and it's all with the intention of doing what's right for our veterans. Thank you so much. God bless you all, and thank you for coming.
Thank you, Representative Velosky. Excuse me. At this time, I invite Dave Skosik from the Delaware Veterans Coalition to come to the podium.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. I got here today. I said they're going to ask her to make remarks. So I want to thank everybody who's here today. In fact, Dave Lawson, Senator Lawson, that meeting he talked about, Paul and I, Davis and I, who's the vice president of the coalition, Paul, stand up. We were there, and we heard Dave Lawson say, you know, essentially the words he said, you know, with the veterans here, got a lot of people lined up that need help. We should have a Secretary of Veteran Affairs. Paul and I looked at each other and thought, well, as lobbyists, we thought we could give it a shot. And one of the things is that we were told many times that this is probably not going to be worth doing because there's many other priorities. But we pressed on. We met with a lot of veterans organizations and went through it and such. But whenever I spoke before a group, I would ask them, and this has been referenced already, how many veterans do we have here? And about maybe 5% of people would raise their hands. Then I would say, how many veteran families are here? Oh, it got up to 90%. So I knew that we were connecting on that level. In terms of connecting, we've said many times that there's no one who understands a veteran more than another veteran. Exactly right. So we want to thank you. We want to thank people that we approached as we were slowly building momentum. But we were still, people weren't sure if this was going to be able to happen. So I went to the breast cancer dinner down at Dave Wilson and I worked for a little bit part out to raise money. It was at Bally's last year. We were sitting up near the front, and the governor was invited down, and he came over. He introduced himself. I introduced myself. I said, we're the guys pushing for a Secretary of Veteran Affairs. He leaned over so no one could hear him. He said, I support that. Whoa, that gave us a wonderful boost. We thank you. We thank the Lieutenant Governor, all the folks who have expressed their support for this. Whenever I would introduce people at one of our Vietnam veterans events, and both Mike and Karen Berry would show up, I'd always say in their uniforms, folks, this is going to be a very, very good day. And it is. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave, for those kind words. Before I introduce the Executive Director of the Office of Veteran Services, I want all of the commissioners who I serve at the DCVA to stand up and be recognized, all the commissioners. Thank you. Now, without further ado, we hear from the new Executive Director of the Office of Veteran Services, Tony Bardell.
Good afternoon, and thank you. Governor Meyer, state leaders, civic leaders, veteran service organizations, veterans and family and friends, thank you for being here today to witness this historic event. I'm honored and, more importantly, proud to be standing here in front of you as the Executive Director, working under the leadership of Secretary Berry going forward. Today's event is just one of many on our calendar going forward, and our calendar is filling up quickly. Of note, just over a month from now, on Veterans Day, we'll be hosting an event up at the Delaware Memorial Bridge, so on November 11th, starting at 10 o'clock. The Delaware Department of Veterans Affairs, the Delaware Commission of Veterans Affairs, the Delaware River and Bay Authority, collectively, will be hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony to commemorate the War Memorial Monument. Immediately thereafter at 10:30, we will have our Veterans Day ceremony, and you are all welcome to attend. In keeping with the running theme that I have heard through some of our previous speakers, I say, ma'am, we're not about to start a sprint. We're not starting a casual walk. We're starting a marathon. We will encounter highs and lows, and the Delaware veterans and their families are watching us. But with the help of our peers, colleagues, coaches, administrators, advisors, and teachers, they will all help us get through this marathon together. Now, it's time for us to take the first step, and under your leadership, I will say, take your mark, get set, let's go.
Thanks, Tony, for those kind words. Thank you to all the speakers who provided remarks and congratulated General Berry on this historic occasion. I'm losing my voice. At this time, here's the moment we've all been waiting for. At this time, I will ask Judge William Witham, General Karen Berry, and Governor Meyer to come forward for the swearing in of General Karen Berry to be the first Secretary of the Delaware Department of Veteran Affairs.
Michael, come back. You want to come on? Here, come hold it with me.
You will sign there, ma'am, and Judge, you will sign there when it's done.
General Berry, are you ready to take the oath?
I am.
Very good. Please raise your right hand. I, Brigadier General Karen Berry,
I, Brigadier General Karen Berry,
do proudly swear
do proudly swear
to carry out
to carry out
the responsibilities
the responsibilities
of the office of
of the office of
the very first Secretary of the Department of Veteran Affairs,
the very first Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
freely acknowledging
freely acknowledging
that the powers of this office
that the powers of this office
flow from the people I am privileged to represent.
flow through the powers and privilege, or
For the people I am privileged to represent. You're doing fine.
flow from the people I am privileged to represent.
I further swear
I further swear
always to place the public interest
always to place the public interest
above any special or personal interests,
above any special or personal interest,
and to respect the right of future generations
and to respect the right of future generations
to share the rich historic
to share the rich historic
and natural heritage
and natural heritage
of Delaware.
In
doing so,
doing so,
I will always uphold and defend
I will always uphold and defend
the constitutions of my country and state.
the constitutions of my country and state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Governor, thank you, Governor. Sign here. What do you want?
Go a little bit to that side.
Well, thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. I cannot express how honored I am to be sworn in as Delaware's first Secretary of Veterans Affairs. And I want to extend my gratitude once again to the members of the veteran community who have tirelessly advocated for years, working alongside the Delaware General Assembly to bring this bill to fruition. It's a privilege to see it pass unanimously through both the House and the Senate. I'm also grateful to the governor for signing the bill and for placing his confidence in me to establish this important department. I selected Judge William Witham to swear me in because I've had the pleasure of knowing him since my days as a young lieutenant. He's not only a friend, but also a steadfast ally to veterans. Judge Witham deserved to be part of this historic moment as he has used his position tirelessly to establish the Veterans Court. This program ensures that veterans receive support and assistance when navigating the judicial processes in Delaware and has helped many veterans. I am eager to begin the crucial work of setting up the Delaware Department of Veterans Affairs. Our mission is to ensure that the veterans and their families in the state of Delaware receive the entitlements they need and have earned. I pledge to reach out to the many organizations that are here today and be your voice to make improvements in our processes. I will be that voice for veterans and their families. Lastly, I want to express my heartfelt thanks to my family and friends for their unwavering support, and to God for his continued grace as I embark on this journey of service to our state and its veterans. Thank you. God bless the United States. God bless our veterans and our state of Delaware. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Lost my voice. Please be seated. At this time, rise for the benediction and remain standing as as Sergeant First Class Mary Kate Hall leads us singing God Bless America.
Please join me. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you. This concludes the ceremony. Thank you all for attending, and thank you to all of our veterans and families for your service and sacrifice.